What's up, people? In this video, I'm going to give you 7 tips for you to stick to your New Year's resolution of getting in shape. That's right, 7 hot tricks that you've never thought of before, straight from my bedroom at my parents' house in La Quinta, where I am currently visiting. Anybody in La Quinta, by the way? Maybe we can meet up? No, that's too weird. Anyway, 7 tips. Here we go. And really quick, the reason I'm making this video is because I watched a video by Swolenormous. I was going to do a reaction to like one of his videos. I think the title was something like "Stop Making Fitness the Focus of Your Life," or stop obsessing over fitness if you have no life, something like that. And I wanted to watch that because I thought he was actually going to talk about how there's a lot of people that have nothing really going on in their life except being fit. Maybe I should make a video on that. But anyway, that's not what his video about. His video was about how like don't look to fitness to make you happy because it shouldn't be fun. You should just do it because you need to be disciplined and determined in order to like stick to your New Year's resolution. Because like he was equating like fun and happiness with like a dopamine release. And he's like, that's not good because we want to wean you off dopamine and, you know, have you just be like determined and disciplined to like follow the instructions and do your routine and stick to it, even if you don't want to do it, which I understand what he was saying. Like, I understand that conceptually. I don't agree with that. I think that you need both. And that's going to be basically the purpose of this video is to show you an alternate viewpoint other than just being like determined and disciplined, because that shit doesn't work. Most of the time, unless you have actual real world negative consequences for not doing it, which most people do not have. They just don't. You don't have, like, for example, random example, if I told you to get down and do a set of push-ups and you didn't do it, and then I started screaming in your face like a drill sergeant, you would, that's a punishment, and you're more likely to do it as a result. You know what I mean? Most people don't have that. They don't do their set of push-ups, or they don't go to the gym. They're just going to sit around and watch TV, and there's really no downside to doing that. Okay, so introduction over. 7 hot tips for sticking to your New Year's resolution of getting fit. I should make a longer video about this, but anyway, I guess really quick, before we get into the 7 tips, man, I'm so good at like making this filler for this video. Before we get into that, why do most people not stick to their New Year's resolution? And in my opinion, it's because they don't derive any sort of enjoyment from exercise or from eating the types of foods that they need to eat, right? Like the diet thing, we'll come back to that in a second. Most people just crash diet and they eat a bunch of salads and, you know, they don't eat anything sweet, which is what they think it will do. They're in a caloric deficit basically, right? And they end up getting super hungry and then binging, right? It's that cycle. That's generally what happens. Let's talk specifically about the exercise though. The exercise is, I think, the most important part about the whole New Year's resolution thing, or getting fit really any month out of the year. Because if you exercise and you're not eating healthy food, at least you're exercising, right? If you're just eating healthy food and you're still sedentary, I don't think that's not good. You know what I mean? In the whole, like, what's more important, exercise or diet? My personal opinion is that exercise is more important. We can talk about that in another video, but for now, let's just assume that's true. So if that's true, if that is the most important thing, then we need to do whatever we can do to make sure that you start exercising or people start exercising, whatever it is. And the best way to do that is to make it fun, right? So to illustrate this, I'll give you a very extreme analogy, right? Let's say you have 2 identical people, 2 identical bodies, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do the same workout. And one of them is going to do the workout in their room by themselves with no music, nobody else around, in their pajamas. And that's it, right? They're going to do that workout just the way that I said it. The other person is going to go to a beautiful facility, a nice gym. There's going to be tons of like good looking people around. They're going to be listening to their favorite music. They're going to be wearing their favorite clothes, like brand new workout clothes that they bought, that they actually like and that they enjoy wearing. They derive pleasure from that. And they do the workout in a group, let's say, right, with a teacher. Okay, let's just take those 2 scenarios. Which person do you think is more likely to enjoy the actual exercise part? And okay, fine, you can be like a contrarian and be like, well, no, actually, I prefer to work out in my room by myself in silence with nobody else around. But like, humans are humans, and it's much more likely that if you're in an environment that's stimulating you, giving you all of these like hits of dopamine without you really even realizing it, you're more likely to associate pleasure with whatever activity you were doing at that time. So this is just really kind of a very verbose way of saying you need to make it fun. And in this video, these 7 tips are going to be how to make it fun. Okay, so I guess the first tip is to make it fun. All right, so I probably should have planned this out a little bit better. Anyway, the first tip is to make it fun. Okay, and one of the ways to do that, or several of the ways to do that, but specifically this way that I'm going to talk about right now, is to do the fitness in a group. Okay, when you exercise in a group setting, or when you really do anything in a group setting, it's going to be more fun because you have other people doing it with you, obviously. And when there's other people doing it with you, it's you basically you're not suffering alone, basically is what it is. If you have to go, let's take an aerobics class, for example. Let's say you're doing an aerobics class that's challenging, and the teacher's like pushing you and telling you what to do, and you're out of breath, you're breathing very heavy, your muscles are burning. And if you're doing it by yourself, like a workout video, for example, you're going to be less motivated to continue and to push yourself or to even go, as opposed to if you look over to your right and you see somebody who is also going through the same thing that you're doing. And you'll kind of unconsciously think to yourself, okay, I'm not the only one who's suffering. This is hard for everybody, but they're still going, so I'm going to keep going. And bonus points if that person is good looking, which most people who go to the gym regularly are better looking on average than people who don't. Like, you can think that's whatever, what is that, like ableist or something? But like, that straight up, that's true. Like, people who exercise and are in good shape are better looking, like, period. So imagine you're in a room full of those people, or a CrossFit box full of those people, if that's your thing, or a yoga studio or whatever it is. You're more likely to not only go regularly, but to get the most out of your training sessions when you actually do go. Okay, so that's number 1. Or number 2, do it in a group. Okay, number 3, pay a lot of money for whatever your method of fitness is. Like, you want to pay more money than you think you should. Okay, Planet Fitness is great. It's like wonderful to get your foot in the door, $10 a month or $20 a month or whatever it is. If you are already if you have the ball rolling already. I'm not saying like if you're new, don't go to Planet Fitness, like do whatever you can to like actually start working out and go in the gym and start doing stuff. But if you're only paying $10 a month, like, does it really bother you that much if you don't take advantage of it? It wouldn't bother me. Like, I think I'm paying like $10 a month for all kinds of, web-based software that I haven't used in forever. And I get the bill for $10 and I'm like, I should probably cancel that. But like, I don't know, I might use it, so it doesn't really bother me, but it also doesn't motivate me so much to actually use it. Whereas let's say you join Equinox and you pay, when I joined, I was at like the flagship Equinox gym, which was $230 a month. Okay. And I was in no position to be paying $230 a month for a gym membership or anything really, other than like rent and like food. But it was important to me to exercise, and the other gyms in LA, I didn't really think were worth paying, $80 a month or $100 a month. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well spend $230 and derive all of the benefit from that. And you better believe that when I paid that much money, I was there every single day. Even if I didn't want to exercise, I would go to the gym. I would exist in that facility because I was thinking to myself, like, I'm super broke. I don't have money to be spending on this. I'm going to at least get my money's worth. I'm going to make friends at the gym. I'm going to talk to people at the gym. I'm going to exercise there. I'm going to take advantage of the classes, take advantage of all the equipment, just kind of like mingle and meet people. Also, when you pay a lot of money for your gym membership, the type of people who have hundreds of dollars of expendable income to spend on their fitness are generally higher quality people. Okay. Again, like, I don't want this to turn into like some like class discussion, whatever, but like, if you have more money on average, you are a higher quality person. Like, okay, I'm not saying you're nicer, like you have better morals or anything like that, but it's likely that you went to college. It's likely that you have a good job. It's likely that you're not a fucking criminal. It's likely that you're going to like be respectful in the gym. And more than all of that, those are like arguably the people that you would want to meet who can enrich your life, right? If you make a friend there, or a business connection, or if you find a partner there, like in general, people are motivated to move upwards, right? So if you join a gym, it's not just the gym, you pay all this extra money and it's like a networking thing. You're more likely to go because it's not just for exercise anymore. Now it's a more well-rounded experience, I guess. Okay. Number 4 or 3 or whatever number we're on. Listen to music. I don't really listen to music, actually. Like I don't take this advice. However, currently I don't listen to music, but in the past where I have listened to music, where I've had like an MP3 player or something like that, or audiobooks, whatever. But music specifically, like music is a little different than audiobooks. Like music will get you pumped up. Audiobooks, not really, unless maybe it's like Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, that kind of thing. That'll get you a little pumped. But if you listen to music that you really enjoy, you're going to exercise harder. Again, let's take the previous example. 2 identical people, 2 identical workouts, let's say in the room by themselves, you put music on, like whatever type of music that person enjoys. If you put that music on, they're more likely to exercise harder. Okay. So, and they're more likely to do it because in your mind, you'll unconsciously associate that type of music with exercise and being active and just having more energy. Okay. So listen to music. If you have a cell phone, you can put music on there. Spotify, I guess people use. I don't listen to music, so I don't really do that, but figure it out. It's not hard. Number 5, say number 5 is go shopping and buy some new clothes for working out. Okay. Like, I guess if you're super out of shape, buying new clothes is not fun. Like working in the mall, I know who likes to shop and who doesn't. Like generally girls who are, and I'm talking mainly about girls, but the same goes for guys too. Girls who are overweight don't like to shop. They hate shopping, right? Girls who are thin really, and like who look good, they love to shop because everything looks good on them. Fine, maybe not everything, but whatever, you get the idea. If you're thin and you're in good shape, it almost doesn't matter what you wear, you're still going to look good. That doesn't mean you should not dress well. You should dress well, but again, let's take the same kind of simple comparison that we used earlier. Let's say you take 2 extremely out of shape people. One of them wears their normal like clothes, their sweatpants or shirt, nothing, not anything new because they don't exercise. They don't have any workout clothes, presumably. They just wear like whatever clothes they have lying around to go to the gym. You'd say you take that person and then you take another person who goes out, they buy new shoes. They buy like new Adidas or Nike or whatever, sports shoes. They buy, basketball shorts that like look good. They buy a new, like, I don't know, spandex, like workout shirt, like a sweatband, a G-Shock watch, like whatever. You invest in I guess it's not really equipment, like attire, let's say, and accessories of exercise. It's going to be more fun for you to do that, right? If you have to go into battle, for example, and they give you a sword and a shield, okay, cool. That's, I guess, interesting. But if they give you like body armor and like night vision goggles and like a sick ass gun and combat boots, like they give you all this shit, it's going to be much more fun. Grenades, like whatever. And then finally, this is arguably the most important one, pick a sport or activity that you actually want to learn, right? Because when you do that, it's not like that actually combines a lot of these together, right? When you pick a sport or an activity that you actually want to learn, you have to buy new stuff, right? You have to, generally you have to pay a lot of money. That stuff's not cheap to like do gymnastics or pay for a yoga studio or salsa lessons, like, I don't know, whatever. You do it in a group also, and it's fun. Okay. So that's, I guess, the best way to sum up like doing this. Just pick a sport or activity that you want to learn. Bodybuilding in the gym, there's a steeper learning curve than people think, which is why I think there's a high failure rate of that kind of thing, because people don't know what to do and they're intimidated because they don't know what to do. So when you pick a sport or an activity that you want to learn, you actually want to go and learn that activity, which just happens to make you sweat and help you lose weight and build muscle and change your body. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, if any of my whatever, what problems are you running into with your New Year's resolution regarding fitness? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Shit. Peace.